It's Pop Trigger time. We have such an amazing show for you today, but I need to start with an apology. I'm sorry, Samantha Shocker's not here. She's out sick. We hope she gets better soon. Aww. In the meantime, a New Jersey rich panel of people today. It's amazing. We were talking about it. First up, you know her from The Voice. She's got a new single, Shrug, that's out, and she's Christina Grimmie.
Hello! Everyone's like, who? Who's that?
Oh, believe me, they're more who about me. They're like, if this whole side of my face looks completely different from where I normally sit. You, for September 18th is a big day for you, for both of you. Oh, but why is it for you?
Well, I am opening the entire iHeart Music Festival this year in Vegas. So I can't believe it either. That's crazy. I won the Macy's iHeart contest that they were having, and it had 25 artists involved, and it was a fan interactive voting contest, and my fans pulled me through.
How'd you motivate your fans to jump in there?
I started like prepping my fans, like, guys, if we win this, it means huge things. Like, so they were obviously they just went off from there and started spamming everyone they know to vote. And
it was Jersey Pride.
Jersey Pride. Oh, not to mention that my whole entire, like, you know, my old high school and everything, they got crunk, man. They like voted every day. I told my family, they told their family. It was crazy. So.
That's awesome. Where can people find your stuff?
My Twitter @TheRealGrimmie, super easy, and my Instagram @TheRealGrimmie, Facebook Christina Grimmie.
So good. Well, thank you so much for being here. Next up, September 18th is a huge day for you. Dexter Darden is here from Maze Runner 2.
Yes.
Oh my! I just watched some videos behind the scenes of the Maze Runner set.
Oh yeah.
It looked like it was the most fun experience anyone's ever had.
Yeah. We're a pretty fun cast. We you know, we're jokesters. We like to kid around and have a good time, but we also like to take it serious too. And so when you're prepared and you can get your work done, it opens up room for people to just be able to goof off. And that's just like, that's what we like to do. You know, we're a big family, and so after doing the first one together and then now the second one and then the third one, we just have that camaraderie that's just going to be you know, just a big family on set. So
how's it different between the first and the second?
Well, I think on the first one, you know, we shot it kind of like an indie a little bit. We didn't really know what it was going to be like. You know, we knew that we had a good script, we knew that we had a young, talented cast, but we didn't really know what it was going to be, and then it kind of popped. You know, we opened up #1, and now with the second one coming out, we kind of have that cloud of like, okay, is it going to do well? And you know, we don't really want to add that much pressure about whether or not the film's going to do well. We just kind of keep the same mindset, keep the same family going, and then you know, keep the work up. And so that's what it's about, really.
iHeart, Maze Runner, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
On Instagram @Dexter Darden, on Twitter @Dexter Darden, and more updates about my music and my acting and all that kind of stuff is going to be on there.
Awesome. So good to have you here.
Yeah.
Here is a video that everybody is talking about. It's the Dear Fat People video from Nicole Arbor, who's a YouTuber. She released a video called Dear Fat People, in which she basically says that fat shaming isn't a thing. It was invented by fat people. It's a screed. She's going directly to camera. Let's take a quick look.
Fat people parking spots should be at the back of the mall parking lot. Walk to the doors and burn some calories. Yeah, but I couldn't fit into a store. That's discrimination. No, that means you're too fat and you should stop eating.
There's a lot of bases that she covers. She says, she has this whole part of the video where she's talking about how she went to, she was waiting in line at the airport, and the fat people got to go in front of her in line, and so she had all this extra time she was waiting in line, and that wasn't fun. She also had a part of the video where she says that she had to sit next to a fat person on a plane, and their body was coming into her seat, and so she had to hold them up. She said that they smelled like sausage, and Crisco was coming out of their body. She came under fire. There were so many negative comments. The comments got disabled. So many negative flaggings on the video that it got taken down from YouTube and her channel got suspended. And that happened for a while before it was reactivated. A bunch of YouTubers have come out in kind of attacking her or taking her side or trying to take a middle ground. Grace Helbig made a video about it. Then someone from My Big Fat Fabulous Life named Whitney Way Thor made a big video that has over 15 million views on YouTube, taking it essentially just line by line and saying what's wrong with this video. I just said a lot. We'll take a moment, 5 words or less.
How dare you?
Think before you speak.
Nicole is a bad comic.
What a mess this is.
Whoa.
There's a lot of people piling onto this. Have you guys ever had experience with this where like something happens and then everyone just, there's a whole bunch of hate? And what are your thoughts on like the mob mentality?
The one thing that the internet does is it opens up people for freedom of speech, which is a great thing because, you know, like a lot of even my fans are young fans, and like I'm sure your fans as well. These are kids who actually get the opportunity to speak their mind. But I think every other week there's something new that's going on when somebody said something so disrespectful or somebody said something so offensive and we just don't know how to eliminate it. It's weird because the internet opens up your minds for a platform to be able to speak your mind, but sometimes people just don't need to speak.
Yeah,
like, yo,
it's tough. I like the think before you speak aspect of it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about this video, from my perspective, is like, if this was, it's not a perfect video, you know? No. It is super imperfect. And so there's people who will, rightly so, just say, you didn't think this through. I think when you look at the whole piece together, she's all over the place.
This is a sensitive topic, and I used to be fat, and now I'm not. Like, I'm still kind of fat.
Just explain fat. How fat?
Like obese. Like my entire family's obese. I used to be very overweight. I was like 305 pounds. I'm 6'4", so that's still like, it was acceptable. But like, I was just fat, and now I'm not. But fat shaming played kind of a part in that. But here's what I have to say. It's a sensitive subject, therefore it should be handled sensitive in a more thoughtful manner. And unfortunately, because Nicole is just not a good comedian, she didn't really deliver it well. Like, she didn't deliver her message well. It wasn't funny. Therefore the backlash is more severe. Because I feel like in comedy, everything should be included.
So
nothing is off the table.
It was supposed to be like a comedic thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, even just the title of the video is highly offensive. Like, it's like if you title something that, you're asking for bad comments, you're asking for trouble. And I mean, bad jokes are the reason that so many people have issues today, is because no one is sensitive to that. And I mean, yeah, to an extent, it's like, oh, learn how to take a joke. But then these kids go home and then they think about it and then it's not funny anymore. And then they have real problems. And it just, that upsets me.
There's some people who said, like, listen, you're a skinny white girl who's blonde. You can't talk about fat. You
totally can.
And you can.
Yeah.
The thing is, in my experience, it's like, listen, it's unfair to say that because you're this, you can't do this, period.
True.
But it's also unrealistic of her going in to say, listen, why are you can't get mad at me because I'm talking about this. The truth is, people are mad at her because of the way she's talking about it. Mm-hmm. The people who I agree with are like, listen, you just didn't execute that right.
At the end of the day, it's like she just didn't do it.
And not to mention, like, this girl's history, she was a cheerleader, she had some success in her career, then she got hit by a taxi and spent 5 years in recovery with like pain, and recently she had like a huge breakup, and there was a lot of dramatic issues if you do a little bit of research. So in the same way that you're saying, listen, she doesn't understand fat people, then you can't jump down her throat without doing the research.
Is the taxi accident the sole reason for why she's just a bad comic? Or
the truth is,
was that before?
She said in her interviews about the taxi accident that the way she got through it was to say, listen, what would a cheerleader do if she fell on her face and broke her entire body? She would get back up and keep cheering.
That's crazy. That's exactly how I look at things when terrible things happen. Like, what would a cheerleader do?
Exactly.
That's what Kanye West did.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we had a really great discussion here. What are your thoughts on the subject? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.